We have new video tonight of the cleanup happening across parts of Lorain County after a small tornado touched down in Eaton Township. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, but several buildings and vehicles in different locations were damaged.
And that includes damage to a local landscaping company's storage facility. Surveillance video from that building captured the tornado ripping through. Today, we spoke with the man who works inside the building, the one that got its roof ripped off.
I was kind of amazed because I thought it would come through and just tear the whole thing off. It actually ripped it off in three different sections.
He also told us the county engineer inspected the building this morning, and no one is allowed back inside until the building is structurally sound. Again, the good news, no injuries reported from the EF0 tornado.
You know, we've been calling this a small tornado, which of course minimizes it. We're not trying to minimize it.
You're right.
That's what it was, because as you can see there, it certainly causes some damage.
Matt, are we learning anything more about this?
Yeah, what's interesting, and Russ, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you have an 80-mile-per-hour wind coming in with a thunderstorm, you'd probably take cover, right? And that's what a weak tornado is with that damage. But guys, it was so interesting yesterday. If you noticed, before those storms hit, we had fog pouring in off the lake because the cold air was unimpeded out over Lake Erie. It's heavy and dense, it expands. So what developed was a lake breeze. All that cold air was coming in across our lakeshore counties. Wind was out of the north. And watch where this storm fires up. This was that tornadic storm. It traveled right along the lake breeze and stayed in the strong to severe category all the way out towards Crawford County in Pennsylvania. When you have the wind coming out of the lake, you have a storm coming in, things get squirrely with the wind. You tend to get some spin, and that's exactly what we had yesterday. Pretty interesting. So if we did not have Lake Erie, we likely wouldn't have seen that storm survive as long as it did, let alone produce the tornado yesterday. All right. Gone is the severe weather. Hello, cold. We're in the stable part of the system, but some people may not like that because we're getting chilly tonight. Frost advisories, freeze warnings out. If you have tender vegetation that maybe you went a little green thumb this weekend and got a lot of plants and put them in, you want to cover them up or bring them inside tonight. The only reason why we've got all these advisories is because our growing season officially started yesterday. So you'll start to see these when we get cold air masses. This isn't anything that we haven't dealt with the last couple weeks, but you notice the extent of it. All the Ohio Valley included in this with the cold air. Frontal boundary severe weather off the East Coast now. We've got the cold side of the system now off towards the north. Here's our brief cold coming across the lakes. It's kicking off some lake effect snow, been coming down good in areas of Michigan, the UP of Michigan as well. This will skirt through northeast Ohio tonight, then especially tomorrow. The big story for most of us not in the snow belt is the cold. We've got cold nights ahead this week. Tonight, we've got the freeze possible, if not likely, south and west of Cleveland. Freeze likely tomorrow. Tomorrow night's going to be our coldest night, and then we're back to freeze possible category, if not just frosty on your Thursday morning. So in terms of frost and freeze dates to know, our average last freeze is April 23rd. So we're right in the ballpark of having our last freezing conditions. Same for you in Akron. Average last frost, we usually have to wait towards May, usually mid to late May to deal with that. So, you know, planting really isn't something we like to do until mid-May, even late May around here, just to be safe. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. We clear skies out. That will allow us to cool down tonight. You see near 29 to 30 degrees down towards the Mansfield, the Worcester area. Here's our lake effect snow. I think it kicks up tomorrow morning. It'll likely be going in the snow belt from time to time tomorrow. I don't anticipate any big accumulation with this. Maybe a coating. Most of it falls during the day, and then we really clear things out. That will allow us to really cool down as we get into tomorrow night. In terms of late season cold, we're forecasting 42 degrees tomorrow. I did a little research on this. That would be the coldest high temperature this late in the season in almost 70 years. How about that? So this is some rare cold coming tomorrow. Good news is we bounce out of it slowly, but by the weekend, we ought to be talking temperatures that are a little bit more comfortable around here. Should stay dry. We're going to be keeping rain off towards our west as we get into your Thursday and Friday. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. After the rain comes through Sunday, Monday, boy, do we warm up. Very spring-like week out ahead of us next week. Russ.
All right, looks great. Thank you, Matt.